Hamlet, Act 2. The Web of Spies and Hamlet's Madness. Act 2 opens in a different corner of Elsinore Castle, in the private quarters of Polonius, the Lord Chamberlain of Denmark. Polonius is an aging courtier, full of self-importance and overly confident in his wisdom. He is speaking to Rinaldo, a servant, whom he is sending to Paris to check on his son Laertes. Laertes had recently left for France, after warning his sister Ophelia to stay away from Hamlet. But Polonius's methods are sneaky. He instructs Rinaldo to spy on Laertes, not by asking directly, but by dropping hints and watching for gossip. This indirect style of discovering the truth, full of manipulation, mirrors the atmosphere developing in Elsinore, a world where nothing is as it seems, and everyone watches everyone else. Soon after Rinaldo leaves, Ophelia rushes in, deeply disturbed. She tells her father that Hamlet has just come to her in a terrifying state. His clothes were disheveled, his stockings hanging down, his face pale, and his behavior strange. He didn't say anything but stared at her intensely, held her wrist, sighed, and then left as if in sorrow or madness. Polonius immediately jumps to a conclusion. Hamlet has gone mad, with love for Ophelia. He believes that because Ophelia followed his instructions and rejected Hamlet's letters and advances, Hamlet's emotional turmoil has pushed him into madness. Polonius, always eager to prove his importance, rushes to tell King Claudius. In the next scene, we see the heart of the court's political intrigue. Claudius and Gertrude have summoned two of Hamlet's childhood friends, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, to spy on him. They ask the pair to find out what's troubling Hamlet, whether it's the death of his father, his mother's remarriage, or something else. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern agree, and Claudius promises to reward them. The queen, Gertrude, expresses hope that they can cheer up her son and discover the source of his behavior. Polonius enters and announces that he has found the cause of Hamlet's madness, rejected love. He reads aloud one of Hamlet's love letters to Ophelia, full of poetic affection and longing. Claudius is skeptical, but agrees to test the theory. To do so, Polonius suggests they stage a meeting between Hamlet and Ophelia while he and Claudius hide and observe their interaction. Before they do that, Polonius decides to speak with Hamlet himself. What follows is a famous and witty scene. Polonius approaches Hamlet, trying to engage him in conversation, but Hamlet uses wordplay and mockery to confuse and insult him. Hamlet is playing the part of a madman, but is he truly mad or just pretending? Polonius leaves, shaking his head and convinced that Hamlet is mad, though he acknowledges that there is a method to his madness. Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Next, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern meet Hamlet. Hamlet quickly sees through their false friendliness and asks bluntly if they were sent for by the king and queen. When they hesitate, Hamlet presses them until they admit it. Hamlet delivers a powerful soliloquy on the weariness of life and the corruption of the world. He confesses that he has lost all joy in the world, even in things that used to bring delight, like music, learning, or even mankind. He sees humanity not as noble or divine, but as hollow and deceitful. This speech reveals how deeply Hamlet is disturbed, not only by his father's death, but also by the falsehoods around him. Rosencrantz then brings up a distraction. A troupe of traveling actors is on its way to the castle. Hamlet's mood brightens. He has an idea that may help him find out whether the ghost was telling the truth. When the players arrive, Hamlet welcomes them warmly. He requests a specific performance, a speech from a play about the fall of Troy, focusing on Pyrrhus, a vengeful warrior who slays King Priam. The actor delivers the speech with intense passion and emotion, which moves Hamlet deeply. As the scene ends, Hamlet is alone and ashamed. He compares himself to the actor who could summon such deep emotion for a fictional story, while he, with real cause for grief and vengeance, has done nothing. In a brilliant soliloquy, Hamlet scolds himself for being a coward. "Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I," he cries. "Why hasn't he yet acted to avenge his father's murder? Is he too fearful, too weak, too moral?" But then an idea occurs to him. What if the ghost was a devil in disguise, tempting him to commit a terrible act? To confirm the ghost story, Hamlet will use the actors. He plans to have them perform a play that closely mimics the murder described by the ghost, a play that he will call The Mousetrap. He will watch Claudius carefully during the performance to see if he reacts with guilt. If Claudius shows signs of fear or remorse, Hamlet will know the ghost was telling the truth. He ends the act with a line that has become iconic. "The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king." Key themes. Deepen in Act 2. Madness versus pretense be Hamlet's antic disposition confuses everyone. Is he pretending to be mad, or has he lost touch with reality? His behavior becomes a mirror that reflects others' guilt, suspicion, and manipulation. Spying and deceit. Almost every character is spying or being spied upon. Claudius uses Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, Polonius spies on Laertes and Hamlet, and even Hamlet now plans a trap of his own. Elsinore becomes a prison of secrets. Appearance versus reality. The idea of using a play within a play highlights how people hide behind roles and masks. Hamlet, the actor, becomes both director and detective. Inaction and guilt. Hamlet struggles with inaction. Despite having motive and opportunity, he hesitates. This moral and emotional conflict drives much of the tragedy.